Well, it's back, and this may be a good thing, as Elizabeth Warren was just out talking about the $200 monthly raise for all Social Security beneficiaries, and she also indicated how this could be applied to benefit checks right now. In fact, I also have this video clip right here of Elizabeth Warren speaking, so you can see and hear for yourself exactly what she says right here in this clip. I'm going to play it for you in just a minute so you can hear it, but I want you to hear this because, remember, Elizabeth Warren is one of a handful of senators who has come back repeatedly over the years to reintroduce the $200 per month raise in a variety of pieces of legislation, most notably the Emergency Social Security Inflation Relief Act. That came out a couple different times in the calendar year of 2025. Now she came out in this video right here talking about the affordability situation that we are dealing with right now in 2026 and basically saying, hey, seniors, Social Security beneficiaries, people with disabilities that are living on their monthly benefit check are getting hammered right now with their monthly benefit. Gee, thanks, Elizabeth Warren. She finally figured it out. Wow. Finally, a lawmaker that figured something out. I can't believe this, right? I don't know what to think about this whole thing. Anyway, I want you to hear this for yourself because it's actually very interesting. Now, I want to be fair with you. She posted this video yesterday. The video was about a 7-minute video. I chopped out 1 minute and 40-something seconds here in this clip that I'm going to share with you because I want you to hear this. So it's not the full clip that she posted yesterday. This is only about 1 minute and 40 seconds or so. The entire video was about 7 minutes of her blabbing about all kinds of stuff, but I thought this was the most relevant part that I want you to hear for yourself, okay? Anyway, drop your comments down below when you hear this. I would really like to hear what you got to say about this. And as always, this video wouldn't be complete if I didn't say, if you're on Medicare, call chapter there. Dozens and dozens of you have already connected with them so far this year, saving a boatload of money. Thousands of you, I mean multiple thousands, have saved collectively $2 million just in this community by calling them. So if you're on Medicare, and again, right here, right now in early 2026, give them a call, see what they can do for you. I've seen a ton of comments from people saying, can't see my doctor anymore, my prescriptions are very expensive, all the details like that. You probably have some flexibility. You may have some optionality. Call chapter. They're amazing. They've helped out a ton of you in this community save a ton of money. After you talk to them, drop a comment down below on any video. Use the word chapter, and I'll grab your comment and add it to my ongoing list here, which I've shown you, and more on that later. All right, anyway, here's Elizabeth Warren. Listen to this, and let me know your thoughts. I'll come back in just a minute.
Here's the truth. Social Security just hasn't kept up with rising costs, especially not for things like medical costs and home aids, things that seniors disproportionately spend their money on. And that's why, while Social Security benefits are updated every year to account for inflation, the adjustment just doesn't match the increased costs of living for most people who are on Social Security. Think of it this way. The adjustment happens after inflation has already done its damage. Over the last 15 years, Social Security benefits have lost 20% of their buying power. The Trump administration has announced that the cost of living increase for 2026 is about 2.8%. That's an average of just about $56 extra each month. Think about $56. That's not even enough to cover a week's worth of groceries for most people. That's hitting American seniors and people with disabilities especially hard. And here's why. Half of all American seniors rely on Social Security for half of their income, and it's the only source of income for 1 out of 4 people. Here's what I think. We need to expand Social Security. Make sure that every American who relies on Social Security can afford their basic needs. And I have a bill to do just that. My bill would bump up benefits by $200 a month right now to give seniors, veterans, and people with disabilities some.
I know there's Elizabeth Warren talking about the infamous $200 per month raise. Now, I do want to point out a couple of the key takeaways that she mentioned right there in that little video clip. Number one, she mentioned the 2.8% COLA. Obviously, we already know about that, but she also said something very interesting about it, which I've been saying for many, many years, which is the way in which the COLA is calculated is so incredibly delayed and bad that by the time it's actually applied to benefit checks, it's like long gone, right? Here's how they do the COLA. And again, you probably heard me say this before. I'll say it just super fast. They take the third quarter inflation, July, August, and September, of the current year inflation. They compare it over the same period from the previous year. The difference in inflation is the COLA for the following year. It makes no sense at all. It is so out of date. I've mentioned that many, many times over the years. They should really, really figure out a different way to calculate the COLA, because that is so delayed, it's hurting beneficiaries in a massive, massive way. Now, she also went on to indicate that Social Security benefit checks have lost 20% of their purchasing power in the last 15 or so years. This is actually true. This is based on a study that was released by the Senior Citizens League back in 2025, so just last year, obviously. And I did talk about that many times here on the channel in separate videos and in live streams. But yes, that is totally true. Now, you might be wondering, what do you mean by depletion of purchasing power? $100 is only worth $80 today for a Social Security beneficiary. We've lost 20% of our purchasing power. In other words, $100 is basically only worth $80 in Social Security dollars today, if that makes sense, okay? That's what that comes down to. No wonder why beneficiaries are falling behind so rapidly. She also went on to say some other statistics that I think we should examine really quickly, which is, she mentioned that 50% of beneficiaries rely on their benefit check for 50% of their income. It's a lot of people that rely on a huge percentage of their benefit for their income. She also said that 40% of beneficiaries rely on their Social Security benefit check for all of their monthly income. And I would say that that's also very, very true, right? So the point being is that these benefits continue to fall behind. I mean, this is no shock whatsoever. Well, as you also heard there kind of at the end of the clip, she mentioned, I have a bill to raise benefits up by $200 per month for all beneficiaries. Notice she said Social Security, beneficiaries, seniors, people with disabilities, basically all beneficiaries. Fixed income benefits, VA beneficiaries are even on the list. And yes, SSI also included. I know that a lot of you wonder, hey, what about SSI, SSDI, Social Security, things like this. Okay, now here's the thing. I want to point this out because again, I'm going to get this question down below so many times, which is, when is it coming? When are we going to get it? Has it passed yet? It hasn't passed yet, but she's out here talking about it again. Now remember, the legislation that she's referring to, I would imagine, is the Emergency Social Security Inflation Relief Act, which she actually introduced twice in 2025, in probably, I think it was March or February, March of 2025, and then she did it again at the end of October 2025. And here she is, January 2026, coming out with this video right here, talking about that again and talking about how it could be applied right now to benefits. Well, hey, newsflash, everybody. Get this. This $200 per month raise was supposed to be applied right now. Right now. Seriously, right now. Okay? That is the proposal within the Emergency Social Security Inflation Relief Act. They literally wanted to raise benefits by $200 per month for the first 6 months of 2026. Hello? We're in the first half of 2026. Welcome, everybody. Yeah, exactly. That's where we're at right now. So this was literally supposed to be applied right here, right now, in our monthly benefits with this piece of legislation, right? So it's supposed to be here for the first 6 months, January through June, okay? I even talked about this in yesterday's video. In the morning, I mentioned the $1,200. That's what it'd be. $200 multiplied by 6 months is $1,200. Now, the problem with this is that if they were to do it and just abruptly end this as of July, right, after the 6 months is over, I feel like that'd be a really bad situation for beneficiaries. Don't get me wrong, the $200 would be great, but I think after 6 months, and they just pull the rug out from under us and say, it was a fun run, well, now you're on your own. Really? That's not going to be good for beneficiaries, although the extra $200 would be very, very welcome. So you've heard my take on this before. If you haven't, I can certainly make you a dedicated video if you want. I think that they could reform this proposal a lot, make it way more refined, down to just the lowest income beneficiaries that need it the most. They could increase it to even $400 a month for a specified period of time, or they could keep it at $200 and extend out the time in which the beneficiaries get it for like a year or two or even longer if they made these payments highly specified on the lowest income beneficiaries rather than everybody. Anyway, I can make you a dedicated video talking about that if you'd like me to. Anyway, this is where we're at as of right now. Just wanted to bring you this quick video clip here, and so you can see exactly what Elizabeth said. All right, anyway, I'll keep you posted on this as we get more information. We will see what happens. Only time will tell, unfortunately. It's kind of the name of the game. With so many things that are going on, we have to be patient because we're basically working at the mercy of the lawmakers, and that's speed slow, very slow. I can't even talk as slow as they do, right? Anyway, I hope this helps you out. I'm going to keep you posted with everything going on here. Thank you so much for being here. If you have not done so, please consider subscribing. 100% free. Subscribe button down below. Please share this video. Big share button down below. And again, as always, if you're on Medicare, if you need to enroll in Medicare, if you're turning 65, if you need help with your initial enrollment, if you have a special enrollment period, if you need help finding the right Medicare plan and or coverages for your personal needs, call Chapter There. Amazing. They've helped those of you in this community collectively save $2 million, which is absolutely amazing. Thousands of you have gotten help from them. Hundreds of you already this year. We're not even that far into 2026 as of right now. Hundreds of you have already called them right there. Just so far this year, in the last year or so, like we're pushing like 10,000-ish people in this community that have called them, again, with that phone number. Again, I got my stack of comments here, which I have more pages I need to add to this that I've just compiled for you. But anyway, all the pages of comments, $2 million of savings. Amazing. For those of you in this community, congratulations. By the way, after you talk to them, drop a comment down below. Use the word chapter. That's the keyword I search for to find these comments, and I'll add your comment to my list of comments, and I'll feature them in upcoming videos as well. All right, anyway, enjoy your day. I'll keep you posted. Stay tuned. Have a good one.